Well, hello and welcome to our video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection attorney in the state of Alabama, and we're continuing our series on legal definitions, and we want to talk about what is a block party. Now, that's not an official legal definition, but it's very common in the debt collection industry. Now, when we think of a block party, we think of, oh, you have your neighbors, maybe the 4th of July, people are cooking out, the kids are running around playing, it's a great time. That's not what a debt collector means. When a debt collector says, you know what, Joe Blow is not paying us this debt, let's do a block party on him, what they mean is, so this will represent Joe's house, they're going to keep calling Joe, but they're going to call his neighbor over here and his neighbor over here and his neighbor across the street and behind him and 2 streets over. They're going to call all those neighbors and say, when the neighbor answers, the collector will go, yes, can I speak with Joe Blow, please? The neighbor go, well, I'm sorry, you must have the wrong number. They go, oh, well, do you know a Joe Blow? They're like, well, yeah, that's my neighbor next door across the street or the next street over. And the collector says, oh, I've been trying to get Joe, I just can't get him on the phone. Is he okay? Is he sick? Maybe did he get hurt or something? Neighbor, well, no, he seems fine. I waved to him today as I was going to work. And the neighbor go, what's this about? And then the debt collector says, oh, I'm not allowed to tell you what this is about. It's very private. Can you have Joe call me? Maybe you could take a note over to him or send him an email or call him or text him. And the neighbor might go, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So the purpose of the block party is so that when Joe comes home from work, he's got a bunch of sticky notes on his door, or he's got a bunch of text messages on his cell phone or emails, or while he's eating dinner, there's a knock on the door and he opens the door and it's his neighbor going, there's this person calling. I don't know what it's about, but they said, would you please call him back? It was very embarrassing. And he sits back down and there's another knock on the door. It opens the door, there's another neighbor saying that. So you can see the idea is to bring all your neighbors the pressure on you. And so that now it's very awkward when you take your dog for a walk, when you drive through the streets, when you're mowing your grass, and you're like, everybody knows about this debt. Now the debt collectors will say, well, we didn't tell anybody that you owed the debt. It doesn't matter. They violated the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. That act says, and it regulates debt collectors, it says you can only call a third party, which is somebody other than the consumer or the consumer spouse, if you need to know their home phone, home address, or place of employment. Well, when they do a block party, it's not to find out where you live, because that's how they do the block party. They know you live right here and they call all your neighbors. It's not to find out your home phone number, because they've been calling that. It's not to find out where you work. They've probably been calling that as well. The sole purpose of it is here's your house, and all these neighbors start coming to your house, either physically or by text message, email, phone calls. And so that it brings incredible pressure on you. This is just amazingly illegal. And we don't see it very often, but when we do, the debt collectors we sue pay an enormous price for doing this because it's so outrageously illegal. And they know this. So why do they do it? They don't do it real often, but when they do it, the reason that they actually go through with this is it is probably the most effective way to make somebody pay, even if you don't owe the money. You're like, I've got to stop, all my neighbors are looking at me funny and I don't want these calls to start up again, so I'm going to pay this even if I don't owe it. That's the idea behind the block party. So if you are dealing with that, or maybe you have a debt collector threatening, we've had that before, where they say, I'm going to call all your neighbors. Give us a call, 205-879-2447, or you can reach us at alabamaconsumer.com. We'll be happy to help you and talk to you about your options of suing these debt collectors, because if you have somebody doing this, that is very illegal, and usually the best solution is to sue them in federal court and make them write out a big check to settle the case. So appreciate you watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.